If you're like me and grew up watching The Lion King, hyenas are likely deeply etched in your memory, stored in the part of your mind that deals with creepy, scary, and menacing things. In real life, hyenas might actually be even more frightening than in the movies, sometimes even becoming man-eaters, though this is rare. Despite these unnerving traits, hyenas are often portrayed as underdogs compared to other African predators, particularly lions. In both The Lion King and real-life documentaries, we often see hyenas getting the worst of it in encounters with lions. Studies suggest that in the wild, lions generally have the upper hand, successfully defending and stealing carcasses from hyenas more often than the reverse. In fact, in some areas, lion attacks are the leading cause of death for certain hyena species. However, things were very different in the past. Hyenas used to be far more fearsome than they are today. Hard to believe, but true. Not just a little more fearsome, but much larger and deadlier. Among the extinct hyenas, none were as large or as powerful as the true king of hyenas, Dinohyus, also known as Dinocean, meaning the terrible hyena. Discovered in the early 1900s, this creature was immediately recognized as a unique and formidable animal. Its well-preserved bones allowed scientists to determine that it was hyena-like and a member of the feliform suborder, which includes cats, hyenas, mongooses, and related groups. Among these, Dinohyus most closely resembled a hyena and was placed in the hyena family, although it wasn't a direct ancestor of modern hyenas. Later, more specimens resembling this creature were discovered around the world, leading to the identification of 4 distinct species: D. algeriensis, D. gigantea, D. ceylon, and D. seniori. Despite their differences, all were massive, making Dinohyus the largest hyena-like creature ever discovered. However, there was a catch. Dinohyus might not have been a true hyena. As more species were discovered, paleontologists noticed that their teeth were unlike those of modern hyenas. The baby teeth were much broader, prompting a reclassification of Dinohyus into a separate family, Perutidae, which might be either a sister group to hyenas or an entirely different branch of the feliform suborder. In recent studies, however, scientists found that Dinohyus's cranial features closely resembled those of modern hyenas, suggesting that the original classification might have been correct after all. With this revelation, Dinohyus, particularly its largest species, D. gigantea, is once again considered a contender for the title of the largest hyena-like creature ever to have existed. In terms of size, Dinohyus was a true behemoth. Its average weight ranged from 200 to 250 kilograms, 440 to 551 pounds, about 3 to 4 times the size of a typical spotted hyena. For comparison, at its largest, it was bigger than a male lion, estimated to be about 10% larger than Simba. In fact, had Dinohyus lived alongside the Lion King characters, a confrontation between Simba and Dinohyus would have been a disaster for the lion. Dinohyus was also an incredibly powerful predator. Its bones suggest immense strength, particularly in its jaws. Hyenas are known for their strong bite, with the spotted hyena capable of exerting over 4,500 newtons of pressure, enough to crack bones. Dinohyus would have had an even more terrifying bite, capable of crushing the bones of large animals like elephants and rhinos. Its teeth, especially its large molars and canines, were built for bone crushing, an adaptation that would have allowed it to consume entire carcasses, including bones and marrow. Despite its monstrous power, Dinohyus didn't rely solely on brute strength. Its unusually large skull suggested an extreme bite force, and its bones indicated highly developed muscles, making it a hyper-muscular creature capable of overpowering animals larger than itself. This made Dinohyus an apex predator in its environment, likely capable of both hunting and scavenging. Interestingly, paleontologists believe that Dinohyus may have occasionally engaged in kleptoparasitism, stealing kills from other predators. Its size and power would have allowed it to intimidate smaller predators and take their kills, a behavior seen in modern hyenas. Whether Dinohyus was solitary or social remains unclear. Some paleontologists speculate it may have lived in packs, like modern hyenas, since larger species tend to be more social. If Dinohyus did live in groups, they would have been a terrifying force, with their combined weight rivaling multiple, fully grown African elephants. Dinohyus's senses, its eyesight, hearing, and sense of smell, were likely as well developed as those of modern hyenas, which are known for their exceptional abilities. This would have made it nearly impossible for prey to escape detection. With its extreme size, power, and senses, Dinohyus was an unstoppable force in its ecosystem. It coexisted with a variety of animals, including prehistoric rhinos, giraffes, and large carnivores like saber-toothed cats. Despite the presence of these predators, Dinohyus remained the dominant force in its environment. The reign of Dinohyus lasted millions of years, but it eventually went extinct around 7 million years ago. The reasons for its disappearance remain a mystery, though it's unlikely to have been due to competition with big cats, which eventually became the rulers of many ecosystems. Ultimately, Dinohyus was a terrifying creature, the true king of hyenas, and a nightmare for the other animals living during its time, including early human ancestors. Its monstrous nature would have made it a force to be reckoned with, and it's probably a good thing that this beast is no longer around.